A two-rail kick is where you rebound the cue ball off two cushions to get a legal hit on the object ball. Situations like this come up when you leave bad shape or when an opponent plays a good safety. This video covers a very useful system for aiming two-rail kicks. It is called the midpoint-parallel-shift system. It is covered in great detail on the resource page linked below in the video description or pinned comment. Check out the link if you want to learn all the nitty-gritty details. In this video, I present the system in as simple terms as possible while still covering all important adjustments you need to know to be able to use the system effectively. I end with a practice drill you can use to help develop the skills you need to apply the system. Let's first look at how the basic system works. In this game situation, a direct look and all one-rail kicks to the one are blocked. The goal is to kick the cue ball off two rails to get the hit. For the remainder of the video, I won't include the blocker balls, but always assume other balls are forcing us to kick off two rails. The first step is to find the midpoint between the balls and point the cue at the corner pocket. Then parallel shift the cue until it is over the cue ball. Then pick an aiming point anywhere along this line. It is usually easiest to choose a point on the rail. I've marked it with a golf tee so you can see it clearly. The process would work the same way if the cue ball and object ball were switched. This aim is also marked with a golf tee on the rail. The system requires a rolling cue ball with running spin, so top right spin is required here. And if kicking the other way, top left spin is required for running action. The amount of side spin required for the system to be accurate is called the benchmark amount of spin. If you use too little side spin, in this case no side spin, the cue ball will go well long of the target. And if you use too much side spin, the cue ball will come up short of the target. Here, to be able to impart as much side spin as possible, I am not hitting the cue ball with topspin. But at the speed I'm using, the cue ball naturally develops full topspin roll before reaching the cushion. Before using the system, you first need to determine the spin amount required to get a good result for this benchmark shot. For most tables, under typical conditions, it is with the tip equally up and to the side at 10:30 or 1:30 on a clock face. This table plays a touch long, with the cue ball going just past the center of the target ball. I use the system for aiming with side spin, or saws, to adjust the aim for cue ball deflection for each shot, but you can use whatever approach you want to get an accurate line of aim. For more information, see the saws link below. If I add a little too much spin, the cue ball will come up slightly short of the target center. Here's the benchmark spin for this table. This amount also works if kicking the other way. Even with the benchmark spin, to use the system effectively over a wide range of shots, you need to know how to make aiming adjustments when required. Let's start with adjusting for shot speed. If the shot calls for faster speed, the cue ball won't curve forward enough off the first rail, causing the cue ball to go long of the target center. And with even more speed, the cue ball will go even longer. To use the basic system with no adjustments, you must use the benchmark speed and spin. If you need to use faster speed, maybe to separate the balls more or get a breakout, you just need to adjust the system aim. Since we know faster speed makes the cue ball go long, you just need to aim more toward the pocket to get the cue ball to go shorter. Now let's look at how to adjust based on how far the object ball is from the second rail. If the object ball is close to the second rail like this, the cue ball will not have room to bend forward, causing the cue ball to come up short of the target. Since we know the cue ball will come up short, you just need to adjust your aim away from the pocket to make the cue ball go longer. It doesn't matter how far the cue ball is from the rail, only the object ball. Although, the amount you adjust your aim point on the rail does depend on cue ball distance to get the same angle correction. Details like this are covered in the longer video linked below. When the object ball is far from the second cushion, the cue ball goes long of the target since it has more room to curve forward. Again, it doesn't matter how close or far the cue ball is from the rail. Since we know the cue ball will go long when the object ball is far from the rail, we just need to move the aim point closer to the pocket to make it go shorter. See the linked video for more details on how much to adjust and when. Now let's look at how to adjust for different angles of the midpoint line to the pocket. The benchmark direction is along the 45-degree diagonal through the side and corner pockets. At this angle, no adjustments are required. But when the midpoint line to the pocket is away from the diagonal, you need to adjust the system aim. Here, the cue ball will head into the second rail more steeply, causing the side spin to have a greater effect on the second rail, causing the cue ball to go long of the target center. To prevent the cue ball from going long, you just need to aim closer to the pocket to make the cue ball go shorter. Here, the angle into the first rail is steeper, giving a greater side spin effect on the first rail, causing the cue ball to come up short of the target center. To get a more accurate hit, we need to aim farther away from the pocket to make the cue ball go longer. After you practice all the shots and effects discussed and demonstrated earlier, you can use the following drill to help build the experience necessary to use the system effectively over a wide range of shots. Just place the cue ball and object ball in random positions and try to kick off 2 rails to get a hit on the object ball. Mark the ball positions with coins so you can repeat a shot if the first attempt is poor. The goal is to see how many good hits you can get in a row. If you repeat shots after any misses, you will eventually learn to better estimate the adjustments required over a wide range of shots. A few practice sessions like this should improve your success rate over time. Again, always find the midpoint between the balls and point the cue to the pocket. If the cue is along the diagonal over the foot spot, no adjustment is required for the angle. Then parallel shift to the cue ball. Here, the object ball is a medium distance away from the second rail, so no adjustment is required for distance. Then use the benchmark speed and spin, adjusting your aim for cue ball deflection, and you should get the hit. Now move the balls and coins to other random positions and continue. Here, the line is off the diagonal, and the cue ball will head into the first rail at a steeper angle, causing the cue ball to go short. Also, the object ball is close to the second rail, which will make the cue ball come up even shorter, so I adjust the aim away from the pocket a fair amount. With more practice, you will get more accurate with the adjustments and results. This one is also off the diagonal, sending the cue ball steeper into the first rail, which would make the cue ball go a little short. Also, the object ball is close to the second rail, which will also send the cue ball short, so I again need to adjust my aim away from the pocket to get an accurate hit. When the shot comes into the first rail this steep, the kick becomes more difficult. The cue ball will tend to come up well short of the target. But the object ball is far from the expected second rail contact point, which will send the cue ball longer. Through experience, you will learn which effect is stronger at different angles and ball positions. When the angle is this steep into the first rail, the side spin has a very large effect. On shots like this, I often go with the system aim and reduce the benchmark spin. On the previous shot, I reduced the spin a little too much, causing the cue ball to go long of the target. And on this one, I use a little too much spin, and it comes up short. These shots are touchy and require practice. On the third attempt, I decide to use the benchmark spin and adjust the aim point instead, and I get the hit. Here, the angle is close to the diagonal, but the object ball is a little close to the second rail, which would cause the cue ball to come up short, so I move the aim point farther from the pocket to send the cue ball longer. After some practice with the system and adjustments, give the drill a try to see how many you can get in a row. Obviously, if you don't adjust the system aim as I am doing, you will not be effective over a wide range of shots. The first step is to learn the basics of which directions you need to adjust for each effect, as covered earlier. The next step is to practice with the system enough to develop a feel for how much to adjust in different situations. Eventually, as you improve, you can challenge yourself with an advanced version of the drill where you call the side of the ball you intend to hit. That's what Efren would do. I hope you found the video helpful, and I hope the system helps you win some games and matches. I know all the information presented might seem complicated, especially if you only view this video once and don't practice everything, but here's a concise summary of everything important you need to know. First, find the system aim using the following procedure. Find the midpoint between the balls, point the cue at the corner pocket, and parallel shift to the cue ball. Then make aiming adjustments if necessary based on the following. For faster speed, move the aim closer to the pocket. If the object ball is close to the expected contact point on the second rail, move your aim farther from the pocket. If the object ball is far from the expected second rail contact point, move your aim closer to the pocket. If the angle into the first rail is steeper than 45 degrees, aim farther from the pocket. And if the angle into the first rail is more shallow than 45 degrees, aim closer to the pocket. Then use the benchmark amount of running spin to get the hit. The rest is all about smart and dedicated practice.
We're talking about practice. Not a game. We're talking about practice.
Use the demonstrated drill to improve your skills and feel over time. And if you want more help and information, see the links below in the video description or pinned comment. The videos and information at the link provide much more detail and many more examples. I hope you have fun with the system, and good luck with your game from Dr. Dave.